Yo, what's good, y'all? It's your boy Storm Sage coming to you with another League of Legends video, and I am going to be restarting my climb in the 12.9 patch. So you guys just look out. You're going to get a couple videos. These are kind of like side videos, kind of getting hyped up and started for that 12.9. I think it's dropping this week, so we should have that series starting Wednesday, Thursday of this week. I'll be back in. I'm actually going to dabble in some ranked gameplay, so that is going to be videos you're going to be able to see. But what I wanted to touch on real quick is some of the information on the durability patch for 12.10. I'll be jumping back into ranked and playing on 12.9, but right after that will be the 12.10 durability patch. So this got me excited to kind of jump back into League, kind of get back into the feel of things so I can be ready for this patch. Let's go over some of the information that the dev team really put. Let me go ahead and make this. Oh no, it's already pretty big. All right, cool. Let's make it a full screen for you guys. All right. In patch 12.10, we will be introducing some changes to increase the durability of every champion on the roster to reduce the overall amount of damage in League. We're looking to accomplish this by increasing the following stats: base health, health per level, armor per level, and magic resist per level. This increase in durability also necessitates some adjustments to the surrounding systems of the Rift to make sure they are correctly tuned relative to the increased durability. These include nerfs to sustain and buffs to Baron, turrets, and mana regeneration. Now, before we dive deeper into what to expect with this update, let's look how we got here, why we believe higher durability is good for the game. So I'm going to give you my thoughts, okay? This is something that someone who played multiple seasons ago, okay? A lot of things have changed in League of Legends. Every time I jump into ranked, I get this feeling that there's this essence of a ticking time bomb in every match where the people who the junglers or the players who enlist this unwavering amount of aggression are rewarded, right? And there is something to say where aggression is good, but it shouldn't be the playstyle and gameplay of every single match and every single game that I play. That's how I feel, me personally. Now, is aggression good in some matchups? Absolutely. Mid lane specifically is what I'm talking about here. Top lane is also privy to this. In these 1v1 lanes, aggression can win you the match, and being docile and kind of not fighting with the other carry, depending on if it's a Kayle, etc. Those are all outliers. I'm not talking about those. I'm talking about playing against a Zed and I want to play a mage, right? There's ways of avoiding a Zed or to outplay a Zed, but in most of the situations, it involves me doing something that is going to delay my build completely. So getting something that's going to delay my build, going pure armor runes. I'm doing all of these things, and the Zed player doesn't have to do anything. They play their regular style and go about their business. So it does make you play on a back foot because the damage is so high that there's no way to mitigate it that early in the game. It's like 5-6 minutes in the game, and Zed's like 3/4 health in you if he gets his full combo off. And there's some good Zeds out there, let's be honest. Can you outplay them? Absolutely. You can outplay anybody in League, but it's about the numbers, about the averages, right? That's what I'm playing with right now. On top of that, I feel like from what I've seen, so I haven't played as much in the last couple of years, but from what I've seen, there is just a lot of just teams taking one death or one kill or aggression and just completely destroying a game. And that's exactly why the bot lane meta, now it's gotten better this year. They've made some changes, but that's why everyone attacks bot lane, because you slow down the carry, the AD carry on the other end, you expedite your carry, and then damage takes over, and then that carry can't do anything for like 15 minutes. They have to farm, they have to be just in a side lane, and they're food, basically. They become food. And so this is good on a level of matchups are going to be less. It's going to be less, oh, I walked up one centimeter too far up into the minion wave, I'm getting ulted by Zed. I'm getting fished by Fizz. I'm getting 3-shot, 2-shot by Kiana. You know, I walked 2 seconds too close to a wall, right? Now I'm getting smashed into the wall. Okay, she misses her second attack. She goes invisible again. I run away. She ignites me, flashes, has her ability up again. Then she kills me under my tower. And then by that time, whether or not she dies on the tower or not is regard. It doesn't matter. I've lose out on my minions. She's gonna come back and just do it over and over and over again. And it makes it such a doesn't make it for a fun gameplay loop in some of those matchups. Now, is every matchup supposed to be great? Absolutely not. I'm not saying that they are, but I'm just saying that there needs to be less of that, right? And counter picking is a thing, and that's part of the game. So I don't want to sit here and cry about it, but to me, a healthy League of Legends experience is that you fight through the hard battles, but there also is battles where it's back and forth. Okay, it's like a seesaw, right? You go up, one goes up, one goes down, one goes up without dying. This is my thing. It's a seesaw without dying. You don't have to get kills in order to exert dominance onto a lane. And you don't have to mitigate your deaths in order to not completely give a lane to another champion. Roaming's been so heavy right now, right? Roaming's a heavy skill play because no one's paying attention to other lanes. That's just how it works. Whether you ping or not, no one cares. No one pays attention to the mid lane. Whether the mid lane's gone, they don't care. Bot lane does not care that your mid lane left. It's your job to figure out how to stop the mid lane from leaving or make them pay for it. That's it. That's the gameplay now. Devs and players agree there is currently too much damage in League. While tons of damage can be fun and exciting, we believe that increasing champions' defensive stats will be beneficial for letting players showcase their skill by giving them more opportunities for counterplay and to live out their high moments. Before talking about the changes themselves, we want to reassure you that we aren't trying to create a meta where there are no kills by 15 minutes into the game. There are actually quite a few things we like in the current state of League. Some pros of lower survivability include a sizable amount of players enjoy high kill games. It leads to more exciting pro metas, and it rewards good play with kills, which is much more satisfying than just forcing someone to recall. That said, lower survivability also has downsides which outweigh these positives. Lower survivability leads to game states where squishy carries and supports, here we go, in particular struggle to have an impact in the game due to being one shot with low counterplay in too many situations. When you're dying so fast that it's difficult to tell what killed you, game clarity takes a hit, which leads to frustrating experiences. And that's all I'm saying. Counterplay is what this, in any type of game where it's player versus player, counterplay is big. You have to have some type of counterplay, or you have to have some type of ability items or something to be able to resist something that the enemy is doing, and the enemy has to know that you can resist it and play accordingly. That's the tick for tack. That's the timing of things. That's why team comps are so important. You can pick. I've seen team comps of all AD still win. Back in my day, yeah, I'm doing it. Back in my day, you pick the all AD comp, you're losing. Okay, it's a loss. The other team knew what to do. Someone would call it out. Hey guys, build armor. They're all AD. You know, that's exactly what would happen. Nowadays, it doesn't matter. There's so much damage in League, whether they're all AD or not. If they're all, it doesn't matter. I've seen those comps win so many times lately. It's crazy. Okay, on live combat can sometimes be overly rewarding when high threat champions only need to use a portion of their kit to secure a kill. Ideally, players should have to play around their champion's key skill tests to hit those satisfying combos. Example, Zed's triple shuriken. Long term, we think poor skill tests make playing your favorite champion a lot less satisfying. Another issue we've noticed with lower survivability is that it creates abrupt and confusing team fights and skirmishes when champions die so quickly. Shorter team fights are hard to follow, limit the opportunities players have to make smart decisions, showcase their skills, and ultimately aren't living up to the epic Clash of Legends fantasy team fights should be delivering on. Since team fights are one of the most enjoyable parts of League, we want to create more opportunities for players to engage in those high energy, game-changing 5v5s. So, and that's another reason why I don't like the high damage, is because it does detract from my strengths, okay? So I'm always going to be forthwilling with you guys on this channel. My strengths are team fights. I live for team fights. I do not care for laning phase. I really, to be honest with you, jungle is probably would be a better role for me, but I also like laning to a certain extent. But I love team fights. Team fights is what I live for. That's where I thrive. And in some of these games I've been playing lately over the last year, it feels like it never gets to that point. I feel like team fights never occur. And when they do occur, it's because the other team has already siphoned off so many kills from individual and lane matchups that it just doesn't matter. Patch 12.10, what to expect? We still think that League is at its best with fast-paced, high-intensity combat. But now it's gone too far in that direction. We need to rein it back a bit. We don't think any particular champions, items, or systems are out of line, even if they may be contributed to the root cause, which is why we're increasing durability across the board rather than removing or toning down specific offensive sources. Here's a TLDR of what you can expect in your games with the champion durability update. Players will feel like their champions are dealing and taking less damage. Burst champions must commit more resources or be further ahead to get quick kills. Bigger windows of opportunity for counterplay. Skirmishes and team fights will last longer. Champion durability isn't the only thing we'll be adjusting. Increasing overall durability has a lot of knock-on effects. Notably, sustain becomes more powerful in preventing champions from reaching burst thresholds, so we are reducing sustain across the board. Other side effects we're looking at include map elements, Baron, and turrets doing less damage. Champions running out of mana more frequently, and scaling champions staying alive more often to reach their win conditions. We proactively adjusted some of the more well-known variables over the past few patches and will continue to do so post-launch as they emerge. One subset of champions that will certainly be affected are burst damage dealers, not necessarily just assassins. We believe that champions should still be able to be burst kill, especially when out of position or playing poorly. High burst champions doing reasonably well should still be able to 100 squishy champions with their full kit if they succeeded in passing their core skill tests. If these champions are extremely ahead, multiple levels or thousands of gold, then we think it is reasonable for them to kill a champion only part of their kit, only because they have passed their core skill test many times. For any given amount of lead, burst champions will have to press 1 or 2 more buttons than before in order to secure 100 kills. Our attempt with this update isn't to over nerf burst champions, so we'll be keeping an eye on them to make sure they land in a healthy spot. Monitoring the launch. With these sweeping durability changes coming to the Rift, we'll be keeping a very close eye on how they play out. We don't want to move to a meta where tanks become unkillable, burst champions are rendered obsolete, or where pro play becomes a snooze fest. So we'll be monitoring role and champion balance extra carefully over the next few weeks. Our goal is to hit a sweet spot where all classes are viable. Tactical combat has good pacing, allowing for moments of skill expression, and the balance of snowballing and scaling are in healthy states. We're excited to launch these changes in 12.10 and look forward to seeing them come to life. Thanks for continuing to play with us and raising your concerns. Looking forward to seeing you on the Rift. So overall, amazing. This is what we're looking for. And I'm going to be completely forward and honest with you guys. This is not going to change the meta that much. I think what they're doing is the resistances are going up, but I still think that damage is going to be high. I think for certain champions, and those outliers are played almost every game, I think it's still going to cause issues in the game for damage, but I think this is going to be a step in the right direction, and this is going to give a little bit more importance to the tank role. Again, something that I like to play. And supports will be able to survive longer too. One of the big things in the bot lane is that if you have a AD carry and then you have a enchanter support, they're usually super weak early game as far as their health. 500 health. You come down with a Rek'Sai, Lee Sin, somebody who's strong early game. They can kill all those champions easily, quickly. They're super fragile early game, and their cooldowns are low. They don't have the survivability that they have later the game goes on. So what do I expect to see from these changes? So we're going to be playing ranked while this patch is active. So of course, while this patch is active, we'll be seeing how it affects gameplay from our 12.9 grind to our 12.10 grind. But I expect more tanks every game. I expect less deaths top lane and less deaths bot lane. Okay. Solo. So right now, I'm not even kidding you. You can attest to this. First 5 minutes, bot lane dies. Like either bot lane dies multiple times. It's crazy to me. They fight early and they fight often. Top lane too. It is super aggressive top lane. That's why a lot of the champions right now, Camille, I'm trying to think of Jax, a couple of those other champions, just super aggressive early, and those fights are super aggressive. They're just trying to get a lead. Right now, the meta is get a lead, get it fast, and then just pounce. Boom, boom, boom. And so this is going to mitigate that to some extent, but also cause the skill expression of League to go up higher and higher and higher. And that's what we want to see. Before, when someone made a crazy play, killed someone real quick, did a bunch of stuff, if they would have already died after 1 to 2 abilities, you would never be able to see some of those amazing faker plays with Zed, some of those amazing other plays with other champions. And I think it's really going to lend itself to really, evening out League a little bit. But we'll see what happens. It might make it a snooze fest. We might have 40 to 50 minute games again. Who knows? But I know that they have to try something, because right now majority of players and people are not liking the meta. And in this situation, Riot, I appreciate you taking a chance. All right, y'all, it's your boy Storm Sage. We're going to be jumping into my champion pick pool for this 12.9 patch on the next one. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace out.